E. That's how we talk. Our ERs are A's. Like I said, butter is butter. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the way we uh talk. You know what I'm
Okay, I
saying?
follow
With the
you.
Ebonics. Yes.
I see what you're
So
saying.
when we're talking and we're saying nigga, 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 we're really saying the ER. I've actually heard black people today like um say that still say the ER, but it's okay because we're black, right? So
Really?
there's but they're
See,
not saying it,
that's
but
totally
they're not
different from me.
but they're
Yeah.
not saying it in a derogatory manner. They're saying it like a regular manner, but they just that's the way they're talking more proper. So there is no different. Let's not get
Oh, nigga.
yeah. There's no
No.
differentiation between the two.
Right,
There
right.
isn't. It's just the way we talk. Predominantly, most of us, because of how we were raised and how we're around, our ERs are replaced by an A in any word that ends with the ER. It just so happens that the N
No, because
word,
if I say cater, I ain't gonna say cater.
yeah, but that's you though. That's you because you're educated. Some of us aren't that educated. Some
Damn
of us
it.
don't. Some of us don't want to be educated. Some of us want to. They think that like that's us. Oh, if because if you do er or pronunciate everything, you are whitewashed. You talk white. You think you're better than us. Blah blah blah. That self hate comes out and shit. But no, we are saying ER. We're all saying ER. Let's not get that twisted. I do remember watching a movie called Black and White, and the white Bijou, I forgot her name. I think it's Bijou, but I forgot her character. She was like, "Oh yeah, I say the N word, but I say the A. I don't say the ER." Which so to her,
And
she's a
I think
white girl.
most,
She's a
yeah.
white girl, and it made it sound. I made it sound okay, and I'm like, nah, that's not okay. It's never gonna be okay.
Right, right. But I've heard Black people have this conversation where they say that, we say it with the A, not with the ER,
Yeah, of
because
course.
there's a difference. Because there's a difference. It has nothing to
No.
do. Certain people, most people don't know, I guess maybe the historical context of how words evolve over
Right.
time. And even like people's last names like would be harder to say. But then they got shortened, like
Mhm.
I
Okay.
can't think of a example right now, but it's just a known thing like in our culture that the slave owner's name was this, but then when Black people got it like, or it could be vice versa. It just, names just change, like words and dialect and the language, it all just changes over time.
Sure.
So I can see how that, the nigger and the nigga thing, but I think modern day times a lot of people feel that is, if you say nigger or if you say nigga, like nigger is bad.
Right. And I agree with it with being modern times changing, but it changes because of the convenience of it. Because Black people are now mixing in with other cultures, and other cultures are listening to like more rap and commercialized rap music, and they love it, and they're reciting the lyrics, so it gives them an excuse. So if I'm a teen or a young Black teen, and that my best friend is white and he says the N word, I'm not going to check him because he said A. He didn't say ER. I know he's not racist because he's my friend. That's the excuse. I'm letting him say the N word to me or around me. And I'll even defend him against other Black people because that's my friend. So it's convenient but he didn't say ER. He said A. You know what I mean? So now more races are saying it, and they love saying it, and they're getting away with it. Nobody's checking them, and so us changing it. Oh, even Black people defending it. They're not saying ER. They're saying A. It's just it's desensitizing the word. It's taking
Right,
the
yeah.
the strength out of it. Out of the N word period. And
Well,
what I'm just saying is that's it derived
I
from
hate the
hate
word.
and
Yeah.
the ER, like in the way we say it as Black people, it's still ER. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how we got on that topic. Oh, because I was saying I was called
Yeah,
that the
I
first
mean,
time in junior high.
I hear what you're saying, but no, like a lot of people, no, it's just they won't say it. They don't think of it. I mean, it is. That is the word. It is the word.
It is the word, but they're
And
changing it to for convenience, so it applies to it non-descent. They're desensitizing it now because the word is so worldly now, and everybody's saying it. So the initial reason for why we say it and how we say it is gone. Now there's a new. Now there's two words. Now there's the er. It's racist, and the a. It's not racist because for the excuse to let other people say it.
mhm.
That's all I'm saying.
Right, but I don't think anyone should say it. I definitely come for that because it's too many people saying it, and I hate the word. And then you don't. I mean, some people use it as a term of endearment if they're non-black or whatever. They want to say it really bad, but or for whatever reason. But it's like I don't think anybody should say it at this point because it's like these conversations are so ugh, you know what I mean? And like, and coming from the Bay Area, I remember growing up, my family, we never said nigga. Like, we never said that word. Like,
Mine too.
it was always blood. We called each other blood. And that was, and then that kind of, I think, phased out. And then people started saying nigga because when the gang stuff, like in the Bay Area, there's no gangs. Like there wasn't gangs. It was streets and stuff like that. But there was no colors. It wasn't no Crips and Blood. So blood was just like what people called each other, like my brother, like my blood brother, like my, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it was that's the foundation that I came from, and now it's a lot of us do say nigga here and there, whatever, and we still say blood, but yeah, like nigga just took over the world. It did. It's niggas everywhere, and I don't like it. I
It's been
I
that
don't.
way for decades though.
Yeah, exactly. But
But
I
but you got like I'm gonna call them ignorant, but like low level uneducated black people aren't checking anybody. Like I remember I was like hanging with my friends and this Asian dude came up and they did exchange or whatever, and the Asian dude was like, "Okay, my nigga, thanks." And I'm like, "You let him call you that?" I'm looking right at the Asian dude and my friend. I'm like, "You let him call you that?" He's like, "It's all good, man." I said, "Okay, that's the way you're living, but I'm
yeah,
not
well,
cool with that."
yeah, a lot of people in that situation, they get passes because they grew up or they're, like people in that environment, they give those, give people passes or whatever. But
And then we call him that too. So it's like, oh, well, Bishop's calling me that. So I guess it's okay for me to say that because Bishop's not only calling me that, but he's also not checking me when I, sing, rap a song or recite a lyric, around him. Like, because nobody's like censoring themselves when they hear a song, a rap song, what I'm saying? They're gonna say the whole thing. And then like you as a black person are like, well, I know he doesn't. I know this white dude doesn't mean it because he's just reciting a rap lyric. So I can't be mad at him, or can I? You know what I mean? I mean, they addressed that on Dear White People on Netflix, like, like they were dancing, and then like, and they knew an N bomb was coming, and the black dude's like, "Don't say it," and the white dude's like, "Why not?" And like he doesn't, they don't understand why. A lot of them don't understand why. I remember one time I had this white this this white dude who was a friend of mine, kind of associate at work, and he said it, and I'm like, I had to check him. I was like, dude, like you can't say that. I know that dude's like you can't say that, bro. Like that's not cool. Like you the whitest white dude too. Like it's not cool. I had to chin check a lot of people about that, but nobody else is doing that. No, like it's funny. Like other black people, I don't see them doing that. I remember I was in Dimple Records. I don't know if you remember Dimple Records in Sacramento.
yeah.
All
Mhm.
right, RIP. I think they're closed. And I was, shifting through CDs, and then this black dude and a white dude, obviously they're friends. the white dude said the N-word, black dude didn't say anything. I'm just like, what? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it definitely depends on the person. Because I know some black folks that will slap the taste out of your mouth without hesitation if you said that. You know what I mean? Like,
No, but there's it's less of those people and more of the black people who don't care. Like I've heard Tyler Creator say, talk, argue with Ebro about the word, and he's like, "Why are you worried about it?" And then it became like a colorism thing. Like, why are light skinned people more sensitive about it and dark skinned people aren't? You know what I mean? I'm just confused. Like dark skinned people should be more offended by it than anything, but some people just want to be accepted by the others so bad they don't care. They'll just let it happen. I remember I was talking to my friend's little cousin. She at the time she had to be like 16, and I was just I was wondering how high school was because she's in high school. I was like, are the how do you feel about the N word? And I heard like Indians and Asian people, white people say it all the time. Like, how you feel about it? And she's like, I don't feel anything about it. It doesn't affect me. It's like, so I was like, you don't care that they say it and blah blah blah. She's like, no, I don't. It doesn't. I don't. It is just a word. I was like, wow, they've never been called the N word in a negative manner before ever. And then when they hear it in the music, it's nothing. It's
mhm,
it's it's like me and my niggas. That's my friends. We killing niggas. We're just killing people. Like to them, it's just a synonym for people.
right.
It's a synonym
Yeah.
for homies. It's a synonym for friends. It's never been negative to them. It's never been derogatory towards them. So they're not gonna feel this thing like we feel. I've been
Well,
called
I
the N
think
word before, like the ER hard by Indians and white people and Asian people. Like, and so I felt it. So every time I hear it, I don't care if you say ER or A, it still stings me the same. I hate it. I don't care if, except when it's for obviously it's for black people. I don't feel it. I don't feel the sting. But when I hear other people say it in term of endearment, it don't matter. I still feel that sting. I feel like an easiness in my stomach. It just don't sound right coming out of anybody else's mouth. I still hear the negative connotation out of it. And if they're around me, if they're my friends, or around me, that I check them. There's been some Asian dudes I was hanging around. They said it. I can't. I stopped hanging around them
mhm,
because they say it all the time, and I understand. I understand it's the music that's it too. It's the environment they're around, or even not the environment. They're just young and stupid. I
right.
can't hang around it. I can't.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah, I haven't been around too many people that are non-black that would say that around me. Like they have sense enough to know that you don't,
Right.
that's not a word that you use around
Yeah.
black people. Like especially if you're not black. And they have respect for that. But it's like there's some people out here, new age, these new kids, they're like, you can't tell me I can't say that word. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
There's
there's
even
people that,
like Mexican people, like they say it all the time, especially out here.
yeah, I mean,
Like they
Mexican, Asians, white folks that hang in the hoods or whatever, or with, people of color, like they said, it's definitely everywhere.
Yeah,
And
I remember I was working at the airport.